Now at 9, a Muncie family is still looking for their answers on their missing daughter.
And how Indiana leaders are honoring Disability Awareness Month.
Details on the most recent train derailment in Florida.
Plus, 15 feet of snow closed one national park, how crews are responding.
And absolutely wonderful today, but we've got a turbulent twist in the weather. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast next.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Mason Trowbridge.
And I'm Alex Almanza.
A Muncie man is still searching for answers in the case of his missing daughter and granddaughter.
Yeah, NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chucker joins us with this fight. Anna?
Well, Alex and Mason, for the last 9 years, posters like these have been posted around Delaware County. The Morris family wants to know what happened to their daughter Ashley and her daughter. The family thought they got the first piece of this puzzle when Sheila York was arrested last month in connection of the kidnapping of their granddaughter. Now today is Ashley's 37th birthday, and her family is still looking for more pieces of that puzzle.
I feel like half my heart's missing.
For 9 years.
I've kept my fight alive, and kept her face out there.
Court documents show Ashley Mullis was reported missing in September 2013, right after she and Daniel York had a baby.
Hard to understand, hard to comprehend that somebody could actually physically do that.
According to a probable cause affidavit, detectives believe Dan and Sheila York took Ashley's daughter to Florida in 2015. Sheila filed for custody of the girl but gave false information to a judge. When Dan passed away, Sheila took the girl to North Carolina.
We had investigators go to North Carolina and we actually found Sheila. Sheila was arrested.
In February, York drove to Delaware County where she turned herself in and she was released on bond again. And the main goal for law enforcement is getting Morris's granddaughter back home.
Honestly, the child is the one that's suffering the most right now. The ultimate goal is to get this child back with its rightful family.
The last time Morris saw his granddaughter, she was 7 months old and missed all of her first milestones.
Really just never got the chance to really physically know her.
Now he's fighting for custody of his granddaughter and wants justice for his family. And if he wins,
First thing I'm gonna buy her is a pony. I want to fulfill her dreams right off the bat.
But before he can get his granddaughter home, he wants her and Ashley to know,
I love you both dearly, and I'll be there forever for you. You ain't getting out of my sight.
York's initial hearing is set for March 15th. This hearing is for the kidnapping of Ashley's daughter. Deputy Stanley told me that even though they have not determined if York is involved in Ashley's case, this hearing is another step in their investigation.
Thank you, Anna. Indiana Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch visited Muncie today. She and other community leaders honoring Disability Awareness Month by visiting the Erskine Green Technical Institute. With March being Disability Awareness Month, city and state officials felt the need to help out.
And the Erskine Green Training Institute is inside the Marriott Hotel here in downtown Muncie, and it provides an opportunity for those with intellectual and physical disabilities to be able to get trained and become employed.
Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour and Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch hosting a press conference today. They're hoping to bring awareness to unemployment rates of those with intellectual or physical disabilities.
I also am here because I want to highlight kind of the importance of the Erskine Green Training Institute.
Her main focus being House Bill 1160.
And that bill actually provides workforce training for Hoosiers with intellectual and developmental disabilities in manufacturing jobs.
Now in your national headlines, support is growing to repeal the Biden administration's investment retirement rule, setting up potential for the president's very first veto. Now, Democratic Senator John Tester announced today that he will join Senator Joe Manchin and Senate Republicans in voting to repeal the ESG rule. Now, the rule allows retirement fund managers to consider environmental, social, and governance factors when choosing where to invest. Senator Manchin argues that the rule advances the administration's environmental and social agenda at the expense of retiree benefits. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the rule gives fund managers the opportunity to maximize returns and minimize risk.
And some students near Iowa's capital walked out of class today to protest LGBTQ bills in the state legislature. One measure prompting this Urbandale High School demonstration would ban minors from getting gender-affirming surgery. Another would force transgender students to use school restrooms that correspond with the sex on their birth certificates. Also contentious is a proposed amendment to the state constitution that would ban same-sex marriage.
Well, no injuries or leaks have been reported after another train derailment in Manatee County, Florida. According to a press release from the county, 5 rail cars and 2 propane tankers derailed there yesterday. Now, county officials say it's still not clear what caused the train to jump the tracks, but crews will continue to monitor the situation as they work to clear the area. Now, a new report indicates that the U.S. gender pay gap hasn't narrowed much in the past 20 years.
Analysis from the Pew Research Center shows women made 82 cents for every dollar a man earned last year. That's just 2 more cents than in 2002. Although it's a leap from 65 cents, that was the average in 1982, Pew notes women's pay has been stuck even as the men outpace educational qualifications. Even women starting their own careers only make 90 cents for every young man's dollar. Part of the issue appears to be that women are overrepresented in lower paid occupations.
Now, it doesn't take much to exercise to have a positive impact on your health. Another study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine yesterday found that just 11 minutes of aerobic activity, that is, every day could lower your risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, or premature death. Now, scientists from the University of Cambridge in the UK found that amount of time was associated with a 23% lower risk of early death. Now, aerobic activities include a variety of exercises from running and walking to dancing, cycling, and of course swimming. The exercises have to be done with moderate to vigorous intensity.
Yosemite National Park is still closed, and officials say they don't know when exactly it'll be able to reopen. Park officials said on Saturday Yosemite would be closed through today due to a multi-day blizzard warning. Several feet of snow has fallen in Yosemite Valley, with some parts of the park accumulating up to 15 feet. Officials say crews are working to restore critical service so visitors can safely return. Well, that certainly wasn't the weather that we were experiencing today, but we did see peak temperatures up to almost 70 degrees today.
Yeah, I know. It was that day to have the sunroof open, the windows down, just music blasting. Ryan Hill, big day for weather and pick day of the week.
Absolutely. 15 feet of snow would melt real fast, even in this weather right now. Still hanging on the 60s just south of here, but boy, oh boy, 70s were pretty much everywhere throughout our area. But we do have a bit of a change working its way through our area. See this precip right here, bit of thunderstorms. That's some cooler air working into our area, but we're not done with changes just yet. We got to be weather aware Friday. I'll note 2 reasons why. We've got another warm up through our weekend and into the beginning of next week. How warm will we get? And are we done with Old Man Winter? All that and more in my full forecast. Alex, Mason, back to you.
Well, thank you, Ryan. A new cap on insulin pricing and what this means for users.
Plus, an end to the pandemic relief SNAP program. Both of these stories right after the break.
I love you!
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clarkshire athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back. A pharmaceutical company, Eli Lilly, is cutting the price of its insulin products in a big way.
Yeah, Lilly CEO Dave Ricks announced today that it was capping the out-of-pocket cost of the life-saving drug at $35. Now, as of May 1st, Lilly is also reducing the list price of its non-branded insulin to $25 a vial. Right now, it's listed at $82.
The change last year in the Medicare Part D benefit, the senior benefit, to $35, we think that should be the new standard in America. And so while we could wait for Congress to act or the healthcare system in general to apply that standard, we're just applying it ourselves.
Now, although insulin is relatively inexpensive to manufacture, the cost has been rising for years. The American Diabetes Association says the average price of insulin nearly tripled between 2002 and 2013. Demand has increased as diabetes becomes the fastest growing chronic disease in the world. According to the CDC, 37 million adults in the U.S. are diabetic.
As grocery prices continue to climb, Americans are about to get less money for food. For 3 years now, people who got SNAP benefits received extra funds for food as a part of the Pandemic Hunger Relief Program. Congress voted to end those pandemic emergency allotments, and they officially stopped this month in 32 states. In other states, they have already ended.
My income hasn't changed, so I have to find another way to make up that money that we were getting.
Food stamp recipients are set to start receiving $90 less per month on average. Experts say some large families could see their benefits cut as much as $250 per month.
Well, as the U.S. economy continues to give mixed signals, more economists are describing this uncertain time as, quote, a rolling recession. But what does that exactly mean for consumers, businesses, and most importantly, your household? Karen Kafa explains from Washington.
Economic data has been on a seesaw. Positive indicators like a historically low unemployment rate countered by negative numbers like a 6-month housing sales slump.
It's hard to understand today's economy because there's so many mixed signals.
Economists have been using the term rolling recession more frequently. Sungwon Son, professor of finance and economics at Loyola Marymount University, says that means certain sectors seeing downturns at different times without the overall economy slumping.
We take turns going down, beginning with the housing, next consumers, and then businesses, and et cetera.
For example, the U.S. still saw economic growth in the final quarter of 2022, and year-over-year consumer price inflation eased last month. But housing prices and manufacturing have sunk, and there have been mass layoffs in the tech and media industries. Joanne Weiner of George Washington University says unevenness is normal for a large and diverse economy, especially coming out of a traumatic event like the COVID-19 pandemic.
Different areas will have different pressures on them over time.
As to whether a broad recession is ahead, Son says that may depend upon how consumers respond to the economic headlines.
How consumers behave in coming months and quarters, that is really the critical element of the economic outlook.
To prepare for any economic outcome, experts say households should pay down high-interest debt as the Federal Reserve uses interest rate hikes to tame inflation, and streamline spending to build emergency savings in case of a layoff. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Rain and wind expected to storm into our forecast after a wonderful day today. I'll tell you when in my full forecast after the break.
My lonely days are gone.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
Watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. Time is now 9:16. You're taking a live look at the Cooper Science Building, and perfect day today. I mean, it usually March is hit or miss.
Yeah, I heard we hit 73 degrees today. Let's take it over to Ryan and see what he has for us with the weather.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal weather. It's still pretty nice out there, except for these clouds streaming through our area as part of a weak system that's rolling through our area. See these right here? We even had some severe thunderstorm warnings with some of that activity in Kentucky. However, we're not really going to get too much with this except for a pretty noticeable cool down, especially with that 73. I'm going to hit something very significant about that in a moment. 57 and 60 in Shelbyville and Bloomington, respectfully, even at this hour. 54 in Muncie, not at all that bad this time of year. Our average is 45 right there. And night fever, oh my gosh. Groovy 70s have come right into our weather picture. New record, the last time we hit them was in the groovy 70s, 71. Oh my, just absolutely gorgeous today. But we flipped that number to 37 tonight. Whoa, real noticeable. When you tack on that northwest wind, 37 might feel a little bit even colder than that. We start to warm things up a little bit, maybe a few breaks of sun, but we're holding on some cloud cover. That wind stays at the same strength, but flips as a part of what's going on here. We have a warm front that's starting to lift into our area. We cloud up, and bam, look at that right there. A little bit of mixed precipitation, so I wouldn't be so shocked to see some slippery roads, but the main event, even as it's heavily snowing up to the north, heavy rain is working its way throughout central Indiana. That's one of the huge reasons to be weather aware. And the number 2 reason, the wind. Look at how strong these gusts are, near 40 miles per hour, but keep in mind we could get some 50-mile-per-hour gusts with a storm this strong, pretty deep for this time of year. But those calm down as we work our way through Saturday. And here's the other thing that's making our Saturday and even Sunday more phenomenal. Look at that ridge of high pressure along the jet stream separating the warm air from the cold. Absolutely delightful. Cue that 7-day forecast and you'll see what I'm talking about. We cool down with that big storm. Stay weather aware. Follow our Twitter and Facebook at NLI Weather and NewsLink Indiana for further updates. We warm up through the weekend, though. Look at that 57, pretty phenomenal before our next system. We roll down back to the 45, right around average for this time of year, and we could be looking at some wintry precipitation with the 8 to 14 day outlook, showing some signs that old man winter may not indeed be done with us just yet. So with that 73 in mind, and holding on to these temperatures. How do you guys feel about this next week? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? I'll take that 57 degrees over anything at this point. I am just glad that we got that, like you said, those groovy 70s. It's something that we take for granted, for sure.
Yeah, something to hold on to as we make our way into mid-month, as we might be actually winding up pretty chilly for this time of year.
And like we were talking before the break, March is usually pretty cold statistically, and it's kind of surprising that the first day of March kind of ends up in that 70 degree mark. So again, Ryan, thank you so much.
Yeah, first day of meteorological spring.
All right, thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at sports.
Thanks, guys. One Ball State program continues to dominate the competition. Plus, Ball State women's basketball looks to make history as they wrap up their regular season. All that and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously. Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ryan Starocki with sports. One Ball State esports team is on a remarkable run. NewsLink Indiana's Andy Newman sits down with the squad to learn more about how it's gotten to this point.
They say that confidence is key.
It's not a matter of if Ball State wins, but when.
And the Ball State Esports League of Legends squad has a whole lot of it.
On ESCC level, I think there's no competitive team for us. We always finish pretty easily, so to be honest, I don't even care. I just finished my class, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat after a game.
But this level of certainty doesn't just come from anywhere.
I mean, we haven't lost yet.
The Cards are a perfect 10-0 in the Esports Collegiate Conference, or ESC, with no signs of stopping. League of Legends pits 2 teams of 5 powerful champions against one another to
whoever kills the enemy base first kind of thing, And it should be pretty easy for us.
It's pretty simple, but to reach that goal, there's so many strategies that you need. Average game time is almost 30 minutes, so it's pretty long as in sports.
An undefeated record in this strategy-based game is no easy feat. Head coach Cameron Kelly knows that all the time and effort put into this accomplishment takes a special group.
We've been working really hard this season and in the previous semester as well to kind of get to this point where we're really focused. I think the credit all goes to the players. They're all really passionate and they put in their work.
With the ESC title all but wrapped up and the regular season only a few weeks from the finish line, the squad has only one goal in mind.
Well, I think our goal as a team was to win ESC for sure and then qualify for CLOL, which is the national 32-team bracket. If we win EFC, we get to the national bracket. So that was definitely our big goal.
But yeah, generally I think the more we practice and we're working like this, I think anything's achievable really. We can go to the tournament, get good results.
If we make it to then, of course, the first prize is what I'm looking for.
The College League of Legends, or CLOL, National Championship is set to take place on April 22nd. In Muncie, Andy Newman, NewsLink, Indiana.
With one Ball State team on a hot streak, another Cardinal program continues to do the same. Ball State men's tennis travel across the country for the Pacific Coast Doubles Championship in La Jolla, California. The Cardinals head into the competition with an 8-3 overall record and also on a 5-match win streak. Earlier this week, Ball State earned the nod as the 74th ranked team in the country. The team faces off against Nebraska tomorrow at 2 p.m. As the men's tennis team travels across the country, Ball State football will be doing the same for their 2023-24 season. Earlier today, the Cardinals' full schedule was released to the public. After back-to-back games against Kentucky and Georgia to start the season, the first game at Schumann Stadium will take place against Indiana State in Week 3 for Family Weekend. Ball State looks to improve on their 5-7 record from last season. With one team yet to start this season, the women's basketball team look to finish their season on a high note. The Cardinals head to the Stroh Center for a Wednesday night matchup with the Bowling Green Falcons. Ball State comes off an emotional 72-70 defeat to Toledo last Saturday for Senior Day. Coming into this matchup, both teams holding on to a 13-3 record in the MAC. That game wrapping up just a little while ago with Ball State unfortunately falling in overtime with a score of 81-76. And guys, that's 2 straight heartbreaking losses for the Cardinals, but hopefully they can put it past them and move on Saturday and get a win against Miami.
Yeah, and you know what they say, March is the month of luck, so hopefully things kind of flip around and we kind of get to see those winning streaks.
Hopefully.
Right?
Yeah, really looking forward to see for their last game if they're going to be able to pull through or not.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. All right, and this, in case you missed this weekend's K-pop event, we have a recap.
Along with one final look at your forecast, we'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. In campus news, Ball State University's Asian Student Union held a K-pop social event Monday evening at the Multicultural Center. It allowed students to come together to eat ice cream, play board games, and learn the history of K-pop. ASU President Parker Klingerman says the event was very educational for those who attended.
If I were to come to an event like this, I would definitely expect a lot of music, something educational about it, which what we did today was we covered like the different generations of K-pop and sort of like how it originated, the popular songs, and like the different eras of it.
The Asian Student Union's next event is a movie night. It'll be held on March 13th, also in the Multicultural Center.
Yeah, and they said they mentioned that they were eating ice cream. Today was also a really great day for that, but I don't know about the rest of this week. It might need a little bit of an umbrella for that ice cream. Ryan, what do you have for us the rest of the week?
Absolutely. You're going to have to need an umbrella for that ice cream, and you're going to want to have to stay weather aware as well. Follow our Twitter at NLI Weather and Facebook as well as the National Weather Service for more details on that storm, as watches and warnings might be issued. Otherwise, 57, I got to tell you, not as warm, but pretty nice for Monday. I would say, right?
Yeah. Well, that's all for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
Yeah, and of course, for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.